If it's in the 8th house of trust, you understand what's right and wrong about trust. I have to have people that trust me. I have to have people do business with me. So Jupiter in the 8th house is good for business. Why? Because people will trust you. They have a right understanding around it, or wrong. And you know how to accumulate resources from people coming together, how to benefit by it, how to just not be, how to gain from the use of other people's resources, a part of the community, how to get, probably be fortunate knowing how to get grants, loans, whatever. You just know how to do those things. Your understanding would be geared to having that trust and knowing how to build on that trust with other people. And if you're trustworthy, well, other people will align you with you and give you jobs because you're really trustworthy. They'll trust you. Oh, sorry. And then we got Jupiter in the sexy, in the house, in the feeling house, a personal performance. I feel good. I have to play, I have to party, I have to be the best entertainer. Jupiter, I know I have to put my package together. I'm going to be the best singer. I'm going to be the best dancer. Let me show you what it takes. It's the coach is more the coach is more the 11th house. The personal trainer is more the 5th, 6th house. Is down. Yes, I have to have feeling. I have to understand that I'm okay. I have to learn what I need to learn to have the skills to play with, to perform with. And if I'm performing, I understand what's necessary for me to perform, but it may be at odds with what you want for that. You want me to come to that party, but I don't have a chance of performing. I don't want to go to that party. They'll work, but these houses will all have a tendency to understand practical things. My kids, my performance, how I can play, what I can do for you. That's 5th house. How I can personally do something that's creative and makes things better for you. That's personal. It has more trouble, that Jupiter has more trouble in the social thinking quadrant where it's less personal. It seems like little things are being exchanged more than the personal feeling. We're going to keep building on this. When we get to interpreting charts and stuff, we're going to be seeing some of these things. We'll start to look at some of these and see how they work out. But it's a vast literacy, and you're trying to get it past words to experiential senses, and you're going to get a few. You might get 3 or 4 people have this, and you might be able to think 3 or 4 people will have that wisdom, and some of them, 3 or 4 people will have bad wisdom or have wrong things around it. But you're going to accumulate certain things in certain ways, and these patterns, these predispositions, are represented by where Jupiter is. So I taught classes for 45 years. I've taught 4 or 5 nights a week for at least 30 of those. And what am I teaching? Going over these things again and again and again, and going over teaching them. So I've gone over the basics so many times that it's normal, it's natural. My understanding is geared to, I've really built them up so I know them. Then that puts me in a position to be able to teach. But even now, I'm teaching it slightly different, and I still don't have exact definitions for some of these things. I'm just making the association of that planet, Jupiter, wisdom, is going to work itself through having things, or how you use things, how you overspend or underspend, or how you use things. When you get to the angular, the mutable houses, you have the understanding or transforming. Well, Jupiter's probably more comfortable here because these are diverse houses. There's many ways to look at things, many ways to go at things. So Jupiter will be searching and blossoming and having a more expansive or more multiple choice, a greater diversity around experiences to understand. Now, a lot will depend on what Jupiter's conjunct or opposed or square, where Jupiter is to your Mars cycle, where Jupiter is to your Saturn cycle. It's not a clear ticket. But Jupiter in the houses is where it's supposed to go. It's where you're supposed to understand things, where you're supposed to see things properly. And where you're going to get experiences where you know this is right or that's wrong. It's going to be where your guiding light, that's a good word. It's where your guiding light or your inner teacher is, your inner wisdom is. That's Jupiter. So in the 3rd house, brothers, sisters, short travels, these are the basic keywords, personal expression. I have Jupiter there. I always exaggerate for effect. Like as a kid, I'd be telling stories. They're always a bit bigger than this, and they get bigger as it went along. And I had to learn to catch that. I had to make a big effort somewhere in my 20s, probably in my 20s, to get rid of all, all the stupid little words that look, expressions you have, they get caught in your dialogue. I had to really, I see, who needs those? I had to work really hard for a few years to stop saying them. Same way with the bad words or swear words, to, like get rid of to replace the swear words with something more conscious, perhaps. My Jupiter and Scorpio with Mars and Mercury, I'm quick. If someone's driving slow in front of me and I'm in a hurry, I'm quick to think kind of angry and speed up to try and get around them, but that's not always wise. So, so my Jupiter's in the third house of personal expression, trying to learn. There's always stuff I'm learning, brothers, sisters, family, what happened, what was right, that went on. Oh my goodness, we're all trying to understand things. But that sense of injustice has fed I have Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, so it's really big. It's fed me. I needed to understand why these things could have happened, or what am I going to do here? And I couldn't listen to anyone around me because I was surrounded by bad examples, or I couldn't see or be aligned. I was too wound up to be aligned with the right example. So I've had to follow. I left home when I was 16. I was traveling around North America, hitchhiking here, hitchhiking there, just getting by doing whatever, and learning from experience. At the end of that, ended up in India, had visions, and then I started really following my own understanding and reading. By the time I left school, I was reading more material than I ever read when I was in school. So, but like the teaching, the personal learning, it puts me as the teacher. I can talk for an hour or two, not a problem. But it's only because I've done it for 50 years. So that's the Jupiter. There's likes to travel, likes to expand the understanding, wants to see different things, but I have a great intolerance for stupidity or for people not talking things that aren't right. I have trouble not interrupting or exaggerating, making a point to a big so I have trouble in board meetings or other things when people are all there to get their different things in. If somebody's being social and weaselly, I just blow up. I just lose it. I can't. It pulls me into myself, and then I get out of perspective with what's going on in the group. So that's the Jupiter below. But it's always transforming and learning different situations, different places. Jupiter in 12th house, that's also conscious of where you don't fit in, where you haven't fit in the world, what's right, what's wrong around going out. You're trying to go out in the world. Where do you belong? Who do you talk to? Who don't you talk to? There's a moral principle inside here. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily a conscientiousness of what's right or wrong. This is wrong. How do I fix this? I need to be dedicated. Or do I need to help a cause? Do I need to fight? Because it's better to be working with good people or helping something than feeding all the people that are doing things, making matters worse. Okay, so there's sometimes Jupiter thrives in that 12th house. It usually means when you're not thinking spiritually, all kinds of problems could happen. But when you start to understand spiritually, there'll always be guardian angels opening things up for you. Okay, that's a little thing. But the point I'm trying to make is this transforming. It's going to adapt. There's going to be many situations that come up. You have to think what's right or what's wrong. And because it's above the horizon, it's dealing with what other people are thinking right or wrong. If everybody thinks this is right, and you should join them, and you think, no, I don't think that's right, I don't want to join them, they may be mad at you, but you wouldn't get on the Titanic. Or you go along with them and go on the Titanic and say, I knew I shouldn't have done this. Okay, so, at every point, Jupiter is such a vast expanse of understanding where we're going, what we're doing, how it's guiding our Mars, how it's listening to our Saturn. It's hard to see it as a linear thing and just say it means this or that in this area. It means all of these things, and all of these streams are will be running through this area, and you're trying to get the perspective on it from here. When Jupiter's in the 9th house, that's the moral house, that's the moral majority, I'm in the Christian neighborhood, I'm in whatever religious neighborhood I'm in, or I'm lined up with this group, and this is the right group, and I'm aligned there, and I'm going to go as far as I can according to these teachings or this understanding. So the morality is teaching, well, we got to be married in the church, we got to be aligning in it, we got to get different rituals, things we go into it. If we go do what's right, that's good. If we don't, we deserve what we get. So that morality, the Jupiter out there, which works great for a lot of people. Oftentimes I see the superficial, people can be acting out their morals and be living very personally questionably. And I run into it, my Jupiter in the 3rd house, and I run into it and I sense it. And I either get away because if I say something, I get mad, or I say something, I get people mad. Well, that's the battle between the third and ninth house. Who knows? Who understands? Those who talk, those who know don't talk, and those who talk don't know. And here I am teaching and talking. Dumb, eh? Okay, anyways. Always a little puzzle that comes up to me. Jupiter in the sixth house can imply, you think, oh, lucky around work or skills. Well, yeah, you're supposed to have skills, but the skills, you have duty to do, you have skills that help other people. But because Jupiter is expansive there, and this is the house of health, there's a need to understand what right living, what right diet, what's healthy and what's not healthy. And there's always a learning of how to improve things. With the Jupiter's tied to improving the health, improving the circumstances. So the Jupiter in the sixth house is improving circumstances. Jupiter in the 12th house is trying to make a stance and live up to making a conscientious difference in the world. So it's trying to improve difficult situations in the world. Okay. So that gives us those ones. Here we come to the worlds of self, where the worlds of self, worlds of concern, the worlds of relationship, the worlds of rewards, or the fire, earth, air, and water houses. In the old days, colors were the old mandalas and the old maps were all colors, and the colors were the signs of the zodiac. And they were literally there in certain places for certain reasons, but the word knowledge of it faded away, and it just became more of a acceptance of the ritual, but the teachings were already aligned in those. Okay, so we have the worlds of, so we have the worlds of self, and in these, one second, I'm just gonna, okay. So when we have the worlds of self, they're firehouses, they're enthusiastic, they're active. So if Jupiter's in a firehouse, your understanding is gonna have to shine, you're gonna have to act on it, it's gonna have to be noticed. In the first house, my identity, aren't I the wisest person? Aren't I the most optimistic person? Aren't I the most enthusiastic person? Hi, I'm benevolent. That's me. So I'm open to a lot of things. Don't want hassles. Let's make it good. So that's opportunistic, but it's in the personal identity. So you're trying to understand how you're supposed to be, and you present a generally open-minded or enthusiastic projection. That means that can be a wise projection, or it can be, if your understanding is wrong, or you're lining up with the wrong thing. Say you're a salesperson and you're selling Briac stock, or you're trying to sell everybody the Briac stock a month before it all crashes in. So like it could be, I mean, Jupiter's often involved in speculating in various episodes because you see certain ways it's going to mean this. And again, it can be right or wrong. It's not just necessarily you're lucky so you can go for it. You still have to sift through and work through what the right understanding is with it. So in the firehouse, first house is your identity. I'm somebody. I got to know somebody. You're expanding your sense of yourself bigger than most people are. And it needs to be noticed. So if someone with Jupiter in the first house, they're at a wedding, they let you come up and do the talk. Someone with Jupiter in the first house, they're going to talk a lot and they'll be there long. They're going to have trouble giving up the stage. They have many stories that go on and on and on. You're going to have to take the mic away from them. But